Hey everybody, this is Dan Funk. I'm here with John Heron. Like one of the things that has been always kind of irritating about building BPMN diagrams for me has been trying to remember all the variable names that have kind of built up between each step as you're kind of creating that diagram. And yeah, I guess we just wanted to show you a really nice enhancement to the editor today that kind of allows you to autocomplete those variable names so you're not trying to remember exactly what you called something previously in a user task or script task or something. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over to John, let him take us away.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so to show the autocomplete, we're going to look at three things. The first one is a script task, the second is a user task, and the third will be the markdown editor for instructions, which could either be for user tasks, manual tasks, or various other tasks in the diagram. And so what we're going to show is, like Dan mentioned, the autocomplete as you work through the diagram that will track the variables that you have access to. So the way this works, we'll take advantage of one of the features of the editor, which is that while you are playing and debugging your application, you can be editing at the same time. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pop up, I guess first we'll pop up a script task. And so on the left, it shows you the variables that are in play right now. And the autocomplete is available to you. So we have X, we have pre-bar, we have Y. And if you want to see them all, you can pop up the example. So, you know, as you're working, you say A equals X plus B. That's not there. What was it called? Oh, it was Y. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a little bit of a helpful step as you work through. All right. And then the same thing exists over here. The reason that reset is because I actually changed the task, so it backed up the diagram to the point in time of the change. So here, the same feature will be available when we come in and do Jinja in our user forms. So we can see that we have X available to us. Since there's a preview here, the data is collapsed, but if you wanted to, you can open it up and see all the data that you have access to while you're working here. And then the same thing would happen here if you wanted to launch instructions in Markdown. So it's the same Jinja syntax. We have our pre-var, we have Y, and you can see all the completions as well. So that is that in a nutshell. And one of the other interesting things that we have is through your configuration, you can go. I'm just going to uncomment this line. You can create user-defined auto completions, which just pass these along to CodeMirror. It's what we use for the editor. And so now we can do that. We reload real quick. And now when we hop back in, we have access to user-defined things. So like, for instance, here, I have one that when I type this in, it'll blow out this macro. You can do the same thing for, like, you know, I like key errors and I like name errors. All of these are there for us. Oh, and actually one thing I forgot to show earlier was the contextual completion. So here, X and Y are here, but Z is not available. But if we come down in here, then Z is available. So that's kind of nice. And then those completions are context dependent. So when we come into here, we don't have our key name or key error anymore because we're not in a Python script, but we can come and autocomplete any of for our JSON schema. And same thing for Markdown. We can come in here and say, I always forget how to make an H1 in Markdown. Oh, it's the £, and just start typing those in. So those are all driven through user configuration and can be customized.
Beautiful.
And that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. Yeah, I can't really add anything to that. I think it'll make it 1,000 times easier to remember what variables have been instantiated, but also like give you access to all kinds of built-in functions so that like authoring these script tasks becomes much easier. And yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away and making this editor better and better over time, so that it's just super easy to use. And thanks everybody for listening.